Hello everyone, this is the Facts on JW. This is Casey, your host, and today we are discussing Jehovah's Witnesses is in trouble in France. Well, what's really going on over there? Thanks so much for joining the channel. Today we're talking all about a major development happening right now in France involving the Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, the French government has officially announced plans to withdraw the Jehovah's Witnesses Religious Association benefits. Well, basically they could lose their charitable and tax-exempt status. That's a big deal. So France considers removing religious status from Jehovah's Witness organizations. This is the first time in a long time that a government in a major Western country is taking such a public stand against the organization. Not because of their beliefs, but because of their treatment of people who leave and their control over members' lives. So basically, it's a violation of human rights. But this is not the first time that France has dealt with Jehovah's Witnesses. In the latest annual meeting, a lawyer for Jehovah's Witnesses had to go to court to defend the organization back in the 90s about this same problem, but it was regarding taxes and, again, their violation of human rights. Let's take a look.
One of the countries I worked with overseas was France. In 1998, the government there decided to impose a 60% tax on all the donations the branch received between the years 1993 to 1996. Soon after, they added a penalty to the tax, making the entire amount 108% of the donations received. No organization could pay that. So we began litigating. At this point in time, our expert did not want to put Bible scriptures and tell the story of Jehovah's Witnesses, who we are. And that's why we litigate. We don't litigate just to win cases, but we litigate, as Jesus said in Matthew 10:18, to make it turn out to be a witness. So we had to put this in the brief. He consented to put it in. In 2011, we won the case before the European Court of Human Rights. The victory was on a violation of Jehovah's Witnesses' freedom of religion. Jehovah won on the exact point he wanted, freedom of religion. We knew it was Jehovah's victory. It wasn't our victory.
So as you can see, this is not the organization's first rodeo with France. Even though they won that case back then, what's happening now? Well, on September 15th, 2025, French officials notified two Jehovah's Witness associations called the Religious Association of Jehovah's Witnesses of France and the Christian Federation of Jehovah's Witnesses of France. Whew, mouthful. They might go under different aliases, but we all know it's all the same. They just try to hide under these different names. So they were informed that they might lose their official recognition as religious groups. Without that recognition, they could lose tax exemptions, the ability to receive donations and legacies, and even ownership rights over their Kingdom Hall properties. That would be a very big problem if that happened. The government's reasoning, well, they say that reports from the Interministerial Mission for Vigilance and the Fight Against Sectarian Abuses, known in France as Miviludes. Hopefully I said that right. If not, I apologize. They found that Jehovah's Witnesses pressure and ostracize members who tried to leave, which the French government views as a violation of freedom of association and even public order. I mean, I'm sorry, Watchtower, but you had this coming. You know that you are abusive to your members. You ostracize, you shun, and it's a violation of human rights. What do you expect? Many people have noticed this. Many governments have noticed the abuse going on over the years, especially now with the age of the internet. There is no way that they can hide. Although this is not about attacking any religion, it's about protecting individual freedom. For years, exjws have spoken out and about how leaving the group means being shunned by family and friends, cut off socially, and even pressured psychologically. Now the governments are starting to take those claims seriously. They are noticing this problem. France has one of the strictest laws in the world regarding sectarian abuse, which means organizations that manipulate or psychologically control members can lose their legal privileges. And it's about time, in my opinion, that they do this. How long must people continue to endure this type of abuse? If the decision goes through, it could create a precedent for other European countries to question whether the Watchtower Society really deserves to be treated as a charitable religious organization. So, what was Watchtower's response to this? Well, they sent out this letter, Local Congregations in France. This was dated in October 6, 2025. The letter instructs congregations to write respectful protest letters to the French prefect, which is the government official handling the case, asking them not to withdraw the witnesses' religious status. I'm sure that they would like that very much. But do you remember when we were doing protest letters to Russia? How did that go? Not so well, did it? It's interesting because this shows how the organization often mobilizes members to defend its legal and financial interests, even though most Jehovah's Witnesses might not fully understand what's at stake legally. They're told this is an attack from Satan's system and encouraged to pray that Jehovah will continue to bless his servants. But the issue isn't spiritual persecution. It's about how they treat people. But you see, they always love to make it about themselves. That's always about, oh, we're being persecuted. We want freedom of religion. Well, you don't offer freedom of religion to your members who leave or get kicked out. How is that fair? In the end, this move by France ties into a global pattern. It's not just France here. We have Belgium. The Jehovah's Witnesses were already convicted of discrimination in 2021 for shunning those who leave. In Australia, the government investigated their handling of the CSA problems. And now in France, they're questioning their charitable status because of how they have treated ex-members. Let's not forget about Norway as well. So we're seeing government finally connecting the dots, realizing that's what's been happening behind the Kingdom Hall doors. It's not just a private matter, but a social issue that affects thousands of families. So I hope this information has been helpful to you and that we can learn more as time goes on. This has been just a little update on the latest of what's happening across the world, and in this case, France. For many ex-witnesses, this isn't about revenge or punishment, it's just about accountability. For far too long, the organization has claimed special privileges while ignoring the harm its policies cause. So, what's going to happen next? Well, the French authorities will review public feedback, including the protest letters that the witnesses are being told to send out, which you know they will, and then they will decide whether to officially remove their religious status. If that happens, it could shake the Watchtower's financial structure in France and send a powerful message worldwide. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should governments be able to revoke a religious organization's privileges when they violate human rights or psychologically pressure the members? It wouldn't hurt for all of those who are in favor of the France's decision to write a letter as well of protest against the Watchtower. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it because it helps more ex-witnesses and those still in the organization to see what's really going on. And don't forget, if you would like to get your own t-shirt, we have them for sale on our channel. I am wearing one today. It says, "I'm finally celebrating my birthday, another year wiser." So you can get one online. Thank you so much for joining the channel today. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and share. And remember, always use your critical thinking skills when you're making decisions. We will see you again soon.